One night I'm cruising on Instagram and I see this ad for this thing that looks like a new age controller. But instead of video games, it's scrolling through and editing pictures and videos. And see, now my curiosity is piqued at this moment. Now I have to do some investigation. And I'm happy I did, because I stumbled across the number one thing that I use like each and every single day when I'm editing. And that's the TourBox Elite. And in this video, we're going to do a review of this device. And while we go through this review, I want you to ask yourself, does this have a place in your workflow? What's up, everybody? My name is Reggie Bana, and on this channel, we talk about all things related to the business of photography and videography. So if you're interested in this type of content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have anyone that will enjoy this type of content, don't forget to send this video to them so they can enjoy it too. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so what is the TourBox Elite? It's a Bluetooth controller for your left hand. Now, I know that does not sound exciting whatsoever. Actually, it sounds a little boring the more I think about it. But the first principle of productivity is to utilize shortcuts and macros to speed up your workflow. The name of the game is to reduce the number of clicks you make during a project, and shortcuts and macros are the only way to do that. So the cool thing about the TourBox Elite is that it's a keyboard that allows you to program shortcuts and macros to a single button push, saving you a ridiculous amount of time editing. Straight from the website itself, the TourBox Elite innovates professional creative processes like editing, color grading, drawing, and designing with intuitive software and hardware synergy, unique screen interactions, and immersive tactile feedback. That's their definition, not mine. Let's go over some key specs for the TourBox Elite. At the time of recording this, it's priced at $239 US. It has Bluetooth 5.0. It has 3 speeds, fast, medium, and slow. It has advanced haptic feedback with low vibration and strong vibration, compatibility with various softwares, not just limited to Adobe. You could go across multiple programs and projects seamlessly and utilize customizable complex shortcuts, mouse actions, built-in macros, functions, and the use of the intuitive Tour menu. You can connect the TourBox Elite to your computer using Bluetooth or via a USB-C cable. Now, I haven't experienced any lag, and when it connects, you're pretty much ready to go straight from the box. As I said, I use the TourBox Elite pretty much every single time I'm editing photos or videos. It's an absolute game changer. So now I want to get into the pros of this device. The weight of the TourBox Elite feels incredibly good in the hand. When I put it down on the desk, I know it's not going anywhere. This thing truly will not move. The controls feel natural in the hand, and it takes little to no time to actually get used to it all. If you've played video games or have used a controller within the past 30 days, I'm absolutely certain you'll pick up on this no problem. Next, it's incredibly easy to set up shortcuts to whatever you want. I mean it. The software is incredibly easy to understand and incredibly easy to manipulate. Let me show you a quick example. All right, so this is the TourBox console right here, and I'm just going to go through some of the functionality of this TourBox console. I'm not going to go through everything because there's a lot of different features, but I'll just go through the stuff that, I use frequently. So in regards to this software, you are allowed to have presets in which you create, in which you could also import, export, whatever. Also, you could also look online, and you can click this button right here. It'll send you to the website, and that way you will be able to download other people's stuff. So let's exit out of that. These are the different softwares that the TourBox is sort of linked up with. Now, right now I have Photoshop, Lightroom Classic, and DaVinci Resolve. Now, those are the only 3 softwares. The other one, I don't use any of these, to be perfectly honest. I mean CapCut, but I haven't really linked it up to CapCut because I don't really deep dive into CapCut like that. And these are the button presses to set up all your hotkeys. Now, there's a decent number, right? The buttons that scroll, you could also press down and they act as another button. So once again, that opens up a plethora of new hotkeys that you can use. In addition to that, some buttons act as modifiers. So if you hold them down, then it once again opens up even more hotkeys. And then lastly, some buttons you could even double press, once again opening up even more options. So that's why this thing is like a hotkey master. I absolutely love this thing. Now, right down here you see haptic touch enabled. I like it because there is some tactile feedback to it, and it's like this tactile stimulation with me. I just like hearing it, and I'm going to put it up to the microphone so that way you guys can hear it too. That's the sound. It may get a little annoying to you on long editing, sessions. However, you could always turn that off, and then you no longer hear that clicking noise, but I'm going to leave it on. Now, this is a list of all your different all your different hotkeys. I'm sorry. And see, you just scroll through, See, these are the double presses. You could also hide the combinations. And these are your custom selections. So you could also create an action right down here in which you have a combination of buttons, or you could simply just double click. So let's say I'm going to double click down twice, right? And this means that it's currently not set to any particular action. So I'll click here and I will use a hotkey that I set up in DaVinci Resolve. So in order to do this, you have to set up the hotkey first in DaVinci Resolve. You come here, and then every time you double click, that will create a new hotkey, or that'll create a new action. So for instance, let's say this button is going to be new bin. Every time I press double down, it's going to be a new bin that gets created, right? I would never use that, but whatever. Also, we'll go into the software and I'll show you that working in real time. So this is the HUD. You could turn it on and it'll give you a crap ton of button presses and hotkeys that you are now familiar with. So if you ever forget, it's right there. You could also turn on the D-pad HUD, so it just sort of floats in the background. So once again, if you scroll over it, it'll go away and it just stays on the interface of DaVinci Resolve. But let me just click on the software, right? So once again, new bin. If I really wanted to create a new bin, I'd have to right click, click new bin. Instead, now all I have to do is just press it down twice. And as you can see right here, bin number 4 is created. Well, let me do that again. Bin number 5 is created. Now, this is why this is so pivotal to editing. So that way, if ever I'm just going through doing my thing, editing, if I need to do anything with a simple button press, I can simply just, you see what I'm doing? Let me reverse that. And that's all with just the use of my left hand. I don't have to go in, click this, cut this, slice this, or even worry about my keypad. Everything right here is done on the TourBox Elite. It's amazing. If I ever forget anything, the HUD right here is for me. I can simply use it. And that's just once again scratching the surface. This software has so much more to offer. Now let's get back to the video. Okay. Next, let's break down some of the cons. What's particularly bad with this thing? No item is completely perfect, and I can't say that this one is either. First things first, the outer casing is plastic. Well, the chassis is made up of a metal material, however, the outer casing is plastic. One serious drop and you will have a crack in the outer casing, I promise you. I even have one. Secondly, it's 2025 and the TourBox Elite wants you to use your own AA batteries to power the device. Man, the developers should really put in a lithium-ion battery and call it a day. I guess you can make a case for there not having a rechargeable battery inside. However, I just feel like this is definitely a missed opportunity. So how do I feel about this thing? Before we get into that, let's talk about who the TourBox Elite is geared towards. Video editors, photo editors, graphic designers, pretty much everyone in the creative space that spends time doing many repetitive tasks on a computer. These repetitive tasks will kill your productivity, and if you can make them easier and more efficient, then guess what? You could save time on the front end, and time is money. So to all the people that are watching this video that are in the creative space, Scoop this thing up. I promise you, you won't regret it. It has a ton of functionality. It will save you time and allow you to take that extra time and spend it with your family, friends, or work on more projects and make more money. I'm giving this item a solid 9.5 out of 10. There you have it. Scoop up the TourBox Elite. You're not going to regret it. Key thing to remember that repetitive tasks are literally the thief of time, and anything you could do to decrease that time is worth it. Doing things to increase your productivity, my friends, will change your life. So as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to be notified when the next video drops. And if you disagree with me, leave a comment down below to let me know how you really feel. And lastly, if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you, and I hope you're treating yourself with love and respect. And until next time, peace.